Okay, let's take a look at Nancy Nim and see what's going on, because they got some mess going on. So Nancy Pelosi. She could possibly be president. I don't think so personally, but let's see. She didn't want to call for impeachment. And I really do think, honestly, because it would divide the country, is a bit of a cop-out answer, but is actually true. She knows that it's not going to do anything but start a fight because she can't get anything past McConnell because he's awful. So, Nancy Pelosi. What are we going to look at? Do you want Donald Trump impeached? Not is she going to try to. Does she want him impeached? Because it could be a Democratic strategy to keep him in and then run against him, given that he is a easier opponent to defeat than someone of a Republican establishment, like a Mitt Romney. Or whoever. That's just first name popped in my mind. But I need to look at Chris Christie too. Is Bridgegate going to come back to haunt him? Because that girl, what's her name? Bridget Kelly is out of jail. I didn't watch her interview that she did with Rachel Maddow. Because I was disinterested at the time, but we stick together. Goodness. So hard to get apart. Do you want Trump impeached? 9 of Cups, desire and wishful thinking. Desire and wishful thinking. Well, of course she does. 8 of Cups. There's an abandonment and a walking away. So she is not really going for that simply because what she said, she actually believes that it would just start a fight. Mitch McConnell's never going to vote for it. What they have to do is get Republicans on board, and it's hard to do at the moment. But you let all this financial record start to hit the fan, and then things may change. But for right now, she has to move on to something else. 10 of Cups. She needs cooperation from the other side so that they can be one big happy family. Now, I did see when the Democrats took control that they would work together in the initial stages on something. So this may be it. Knight of Coins, there is a methodology. There is a methodology to it. Something... There is a tending of the garden with that card. In this card, this deck, I love the imagery. This in the background, these young children or teenagers. This one's drinking his probably energy drink or whatever, and she's laughing at him because he's probably in the same class. And here he is washing cars instead of, riding bikes and skateboarding and looking cool and being cool and all of that. And here you are washing cars. He's got money in his hand. Then to each creature in the kingdom, there exists a chore. There exist things that they must do. There is the cat cleaning itself. No one's laughing at the cat. They're laughing at him. Because he can be out doing human stuff, being cool and whatever, but he decides to be more methodical. Because he knows that in the end, this will come in handy. So she has a methodology to what she is doing. She's not just flailing at the wind. She's just not out there just throwing words like impeachment around because it incites. So she has to walk away from it at the moment. In this deck, this is not just 8 cups sitting in a field like most 8 cups. You have to eventually come back and get these dishes out of the sink and deal with the other chores that you have to do. You just right now are a little disinterested. It's nighttime, it's the middle of the night, you don't want to do it anymore. Okay, fine. But at some point, you're going to have to do it. At some point, you're going to have to do it. You can frolic and play, but at some point, you're going to have to do it. So she's walking away from it now because she knows it won't go anywhere. But there is a method to the madness. Queen of Swords. Now, never mind the name, look at the image. There is a method to this. There is a formula to this. She is 850 times smarter than Donald Trump and probably all the GOP put together, especially when it comes to politics. She's got this. Now, is she going to be able to impeach him? We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I think he'll make it, but hopefully he won't. But she has a method to this. There is a formula, and you may have to just trust the process, as hard as it is to do. There is a new emotion with the Ace of Cups. There is a new relationship. There is a new bond. There is a new interest. This will have to be the one coming from the other side. So once the finances, let's see if we can get a Pentacle card. Oh, we get the Death. So yes, once the major change sets in with his finances, then you will start to see the other side start to shake. Once they cannot ignore what is going on. The Fool. In the environment, the Two of Swords. This is a fork in the road. This is not a stalemate. Final notice, bills are due. Once it hits the fan, there will be no indecision. You're going to have to make a choice. Because in the background, you have all kinds of annoyances. There's a fly. Most annoying creature on earth outside of a mosquito. You have the dog barking. You have the kids screaming at each other. You have bills on the table and an empty plate with no food. So you have all kinds of little things that you have to do and you have to get ready for, and they're just annoying the absolute crap out of you. But right now, we're going to step back. We're going to say, wait a minute. Take a pause. Let's breathe. Make a list, then decide. Seven of Wands. Defending one's position and one's beliefs. And then the Six of Wands. The celebration and the victory. In the end, she will get her man. She will get the justice. she will cross the finish line. Even if he makes it completely to 2020, he will not be okay the moment he steps out of office. So, she may not get impeachment right now, but like I said, there is a method to this. So, let's go justice for impeachment, 8 of cups for resignation, will they get Donald Trump to resign? Or will they impeach him? Or will he make it his entire term? Because I think his obstacles are insurmountable, but he finds a way. Ten of coins, legacy, 7 of wands, defense, the fool, come out of there, the empress, king of swords, a person in court with exhibit A in front of a jury on top of that. Wow. The Hierophant. That is the government. Traditions. 9 of coins. Six of swords. Five of swords. And the Queen of Pentacles. I get him in court. So we may have an impeachment proceeding on our hands. Not that it would work, but it kind of be like Clinton, like they can vote to not get the votes to impeach, but call for his impeachment. Here's your defeat. Juggling. Yep, I got Nancy Pelosi, Queen of Wands. As an instructor, this deck chose this reading, didn't it? This as the instructor. She's instructing the band. All eyes on her. Then you have the investigator. Interestingly enough, this person is blind as in they have no dog in the fight. They are just as they're supposed to be blind, but they're being led by something that knows the way. And you have your, what do they call it, baton, to indicate what that dog cannot see, even though it can see everything, but you still have some extra protection. So you have the law and its systems, and then you have those behind you for support. And then his money, how he earned it. Then you have the defeat, the Two of Cups, or Two of Coins, which is the juggling, and then how and where you got your money, the cooperation. All for one project. One person does one thing, another person does the other thing, and here you go. You go right through. So they are going to start an impeachment proceeding. But like I said, there's many things that has to happen first. There's a methodology to it. Trust the process. She knows what she's doing. She is right for this time. Like her, love her, hate her, or leave her. She is who we need. At least for right now. Godspeed.